This is Weekend Winners, proudly brought to you by One Equine. For the equine athlete, we're back at Albion Park on Saturday night. A 9-race program. We get underway at 6:06, an intriguing meeting as well. The highlight race, only a small field, 5 doing battle, but the open pace. Turn It Up went close last week, running second. This week, he's got to take on the Janitor, who's fresh up, but off a sparkling trial. That is going to be a very intriguing race. That's midway through the program. But in this edition of Weekend Winners, we're going to chat with the driver of the Janitor, Pete McMullen, and we're also going to chat with Jack Chapple. He's got a very busy night in front of him on Saturday night, 9 races. He's engaged in 8 of those races, so there's plenty to talk about with Jack. That won't be too far away. Pete McMullen jumps in the hot seat to go through his book of drives, and there's some power there on Saturday night, and he's with us now. Pete, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
Race 1, Storyteller. First time sitting behind this guy, and they've set you a challenge outside of the second row over the mile.
Yeah, tough draw, and it's going to make it pretty tricky. Probably don't know too much about this one, so I guess we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, okay. What about race 2? This looks to be a really good chance here. Soho Casablanca. He was really game in defeat last time out, went second. Can he go one better here on the weekend?
Yeah, I'd like to think he can. His run there was really good. He actually, really impressed me. We went pretty hard early, and most of them sort of ones that were up there with me sort of got tired, and he was running over the top of them at the finish. So, if he can hold the top and dictate terms a little bit to the half, he'll be hard to beat.
Okay, what are the confidence levels about holding the lead from barrier 1?
Yeah, well, we were able to hold them there last time and, end up releasing them, but, we got to the quarter pole in 25 and change, so, yeah, I think he's got enough pace to hold up.
Okay. Last time out, it was a mile. He steps up to 2,138 metres. Any concerns there?
Oh, look, it's probably not his ideal distance, but, if we can get it, just a little bit of a breather somewhere there, I think he'll be right.
Okay, well, that's Soho Casablanca, race 2. Checking out the talent, he's become Mr. Consistency for the stable. He's just in a rare patch of form right now, got a thoroughly deserving win last time out. Is there any reason why he can't go back-to-back?
Oh, look, it's definitely a tougher race this week. There's some really nice horses there, horses like Burkakara and those. So, he has been racing good and been racing good for a long time, but, look, he's got the good draw, which is going to really help him, but it's a strong race.
Is he a little bit of a stable favourite, this guy? Because he seems like he's just all racehorse. He turns up week in, week out, and performs week in, week out.
No, he once upon a time he was a stable favourite to someone, but no longer.
Oh, okay. Okay. He's very consistent, though.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's pretty cruisy, pretty, he's got his routine and he just sort of sticks with it, and he's no dramas to have around the place.
Okay. What about race 6, the open pace, the Janitor? He's back in action. We haven't seen him since that performance last time out in the Len Smith Mile down there in Sydney. The recent trial, he looked tremendous in that trial. Did he feel as good as he looked?
Yeah, like, he wasn't there to sort of do anything too special. He did everything he had to do. So, he seems to have found a really good race here. So, look, it's a good little starting point to hopefully kick off a successful sort of summer carnival. Just
on that trial, like his last half, 26.7, 26.4, he looked very comfortable getting through the line.
Yeah, definitely. We got it pretty easy early, so, you'd probably expect him to be able to, do some good closing last fractions, but, he definitely had another gear there.
Okay. So with this race, Turn It Up draws barrier 1. We know he's got speed, but more than likely looking for cover. With this small field, I know you've got the outside draw. Is there a really strong chance that you just roll forward, eventually find the lead here?
I'd like to think so. It's obviously, open class field. There's always, they're there for a reason. There's some very nice horses in there. So, look, I'd like to see him in front. If he's not there, I don't think it's the end of the world. But, fingers crossed we can, touch down the front end and keep moving along.
It'd be unbeatable if he touched down in front.
Oh, there's some horses there going very well, so we won't get too ahead of ourselves, but he's definitely in a good spot at the moment.
Okay, let me ask this question. If he was lining up on Saturday night and Whisper a Secret was lining up, which one would you be driving?
No, definitely the Janitor. He's, Whisper a Secret's been a great horse to us and to the stable, but I think this guy's got the edge on him.
Okay, so he's number 1 in the stable?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Is he only number 2 behind Leap to Fame in the state?
Oh, look, there's some horses racing really well in Queensland at the moment, so, we think he is, but we're probably a little biased.
Okay. Obviously, the target are the upcoming Summer Carnival features, Sunshine Sprint, Black's a Fake.
Yeah, I think it sort of starts with the Be Good Johnny sprint, which, hopefully Larry won't be back for that one. So, that's hopefully a good way to sort of kick off.
All right, but you're happy with him, and he's come back from that Sydney run really well.
Yeah, he's been really good. Things didn't go to plan there, but he's really well on himself. So, looking forward to Saturday.
Could you pinpoint what happened there down there?
Oh, look, I think it was a combination of a few things. He sort of went down there and he's in the retention bar and got a bit upset, and we probably just that was probably the main reason he was really upset that night. And then I hadn't actually driven him at an angle, and I probably had a little over rigged for Albion Park, and just a few little things. So anyway, we learn a lot and we move forward.
Okay, really naughty. Race number 7. She's drawn the outside of the second row. First time sitting behind this mare. Do you have any expectations?
Yeah, she's been racing really well, this mare. To be honest, we've been sort of chasing her the last sort of few outings, but she's drawn the back line here, so probably won't be on the front end. But I think she'll race really well. Yeah,
Coastal Babe's going to be the favourite, and rightly so. She's a Group 1 Victoria Oaks winner, but if she goes off at silly odds, she's probably worth having a look at. Really naughty.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting. She's been burning hard early and doing a fair bit of work in her races of late. So, with a bit softer trip this week from the back line, she should be hitting the line pretty good.
All right. Race number 8. Here's another mare that you're sitting behind for the first time. Twilight Tango, 2 off the second row. How does she sort of rate here?
Yeah, a little bit of a tricky sort of draw. So, I don't know a whole lot better. So hopefully we can just sort of learn as we go.
She is by a rock and roll dance.
Yeah, it's definitely a plus.
Yeah, too right. What about the last? I was going to say, have we saved the best or last, but then you think about the janitor. But Sky Forks, there's no reason why she can't go back-to-back here.
No, her win last week was really good. She'd been building nicely, and we were actually a little surprised it took her so long to win a race in Queensland. But, there was no fluke in her win last week. She did all the work, 3 wide from the half, and then went 52. So, we think she'll sort of continue to do a good job.
Summer Carnival features just around the corner, so you're thinking Forever Gold mares feature. And given that we've seen the demise of Chinchilla, Riley Rainbow's been retired, there's a real sort of opening there for a mare to step up.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the open mares haven't been going ahead of late, but a few of these mares out of this race will probably sort of move into that grade soon, and I'm sure they'll all step up.
Yeah. On the front end, she could run a big mile here at Albion Park?
Yeah, definitely. We sort of haven't had a chance to really put her on the front end, but I think she would cut a big mile.
All right. Well, you've got some excellent chances there on the weekend. Which one are we most looking forward to?
Oh, definitely the janitor. I think he's the clear standout of the night.
All right. Race 6, number 5. Hey, Pete, as always, really appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
No worries. Thanks, Chris.
Busy night coming up for Jack Chapple on Saturday night. We've got 9 races. He's almost got the full book. He's driving in 8 of the 9 races, and he's with us now. Jack, appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me on, Chris.
We start in the first with Commodore Jujon. This is a horse that you know well, and I think he's going more than okay currently. Barrier 2, that just seems ideal for him.
It does, yeah. He's probably racing as good as he can at the moment. His runs of late have been quite good and not far away. So he's got a good draw on Saturday night, so hopefully we can get a good soft trip and be in the finish.
It looks like they're going to run this at a strong tempo. Rocks or Diamonds, a speedy beginner to your inside, and you've got plenty of pressure to your outside. Ella Street, amongst others, Marvellous Mac Botticelli. So early pressure, looks like it's going to be extreme.
Yeah, it does. There's plenty of speed to my inside and out, so we'll just have to come out to hold a forward spot, and hopefully it's a genuinely run race which would suit Commodore Jujon.
Okay, so ideally you'd want to be in the first half of the field. You wouldn't want to be any further back?
No, so the closer the better with him. He does struggle a bit around the last corner to make any ground, so the closer we are, the better for him.
Okay. Race number 2, Go the Red. Now, this guy just seems like he's bursting to win a race. His last half a dozen starts have been particularly good. Is he just bursting to win a race?
Yeah, definitely. He sort of just seems like he needs that right trip every time, sort of in his last half a dozen starts now. He just hasn't had something quite go his way that sort of stopped him from winning that qualifier on a Saturday night, but he's definitely racing well enough to take one out for sure.
Okay, Soho Casablanca, good beginner, draws the inside gate. Is he the horse you've got to beat in this field?
Yeah, definitely. He's been racing well and comes up with the inside draw, so it's going to be hard to beat for sure.
Okay, well let's Go the Red there in race number 2. What about race number 3? This is the band 4 pace, Free Thinker. He looks well graded here. They've opted for the concession claim with you, and he comes up with gate 3. So do you rate his chances here?
Burkakara is probably going to be very hard to beat there on Saturday night with a good barrier draw, but I definitely think he's an each-way chance for sure.
His last start performance, it was more than okay, and this looks a significant class drop.
Yeah, definitely. It was sort of a lot harder for him last time out, so he's going to appreciate the drop back in grade and a nice draw as well.
What about the trip? Does that just seem ideal for him? 2,138 metre, and I'm tipping you'd prefer to meet Burkakara at this distance compared to the mile.
Yeah, definitely. The 21 definitely suits Free Thinker, and it's probably not Burkakara's preferred distance, so it's definitely going to map well for him.
All right. So you'd be disappointed if he wasn't top 4?
Yeah, probably. The way he's been racing and the drop back in grade, I definitely think he's a good top 4 chance.
All right. What about race 4? This is the Pacers Band handicap. You know this guy really well, Miracle Moose. He seems like go the red. He's just bursting to win a race. Have they finally got the right race for him this weekend?
Yeah, I don't think it's the right sort of race for him. We just got to step in well and get him in a handy spot. And if he's close enough, he's definitely racing well enough to take it out.
How did you assess that last start performance when second?
Yeah, it was a good performance. He wasn't too far away from him in the run, but he's definitely racing well enough to take this one out.
Okay. 2 off the 10 metre line. So is that ideal for him? You're going to be wide because he is ODS, but is that ideal?
Yeah, it probably is a good start for him. He does generally step pretty well. He's missed away a couple of times in his last probably 3, which is a bit unlike him, but if he puts his best foot forward, he is a quick beginner, so being 2 off 10, you've got options whether you can sort of dive to the fence or stay in the running line, whichever's best for him, so it should be right for him.
There looks like there's a pattern evolving with these races as well. If you're close to the speed or in or near the lead, you've got a big advantage. So given that he's only starting off 10 metres, normally a really good beginner, he's going to be in the right spot.
Yeah, definitely. These band handicap races are always interesting, and sort of seems whoever can step well and get in a handy position is always the ones first over the line.
Okay. Race number 5, this is the Quali B division here. Blackjack Cripper, drawn out in 6. How do you sort of assess his chances?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit hard for him on Saturday night with the wide barrier draw with sort of plenty of speed to his inside. We're probably going to have to drop him off the arm and drive him a bit cold. So if they run it upside down, I think he's an each-way chance.
Yeah, you're right about that speed to your inside. There's a stack of speed to your inside.
Yeah, definitely. Although it looks like a bad barrier draw on paper, if a few of them hook up early and there's a generally run tempo, it could be all right for him late.
The fact that it's over 2,138 metres and you're doing no early work, could that be an advantage?
It could, yeah. He's pretty versatile. He's won over the longer distance and the mile as well. So I think as long as it's run generally, it could be good for him.
Okay. Race number 6, the Open Pays. This should be a very intriguing race. Tim's a trooper. He's going along super, this guy. Are you looking forward to the drive firstly?
Yeah, definitely. He's one of my favourites to drive, and yeah, he's a pleasure to deal with.
So how does this race play out? I'm sure you've looked at it a number of times. Turn it up gate 1, the janitor. He's back in the fold here, and he's drawn 5 off that recent trial. How do you think this race shakes out?
Yeah, I'd say obviously Turn It Up's going to be the early leader, and then I'd say the janitor's just going to fold forward and eventually find the front. So could be a bit hard for him if the janitor gets an easy lead, and we've got to give it a bit of a head start, but he's definitely been racing well enough.
So there's every chance it's just a procession then?
Yeah, with only the 5 runners in it, I think it'll just be single file and probably a walk and a dash home.
Yeah, they'll shoot the lights out on the way home.
Yeah, definitely be a super last half for sure.
Yeah, but his sectionals late, they're just outstanding, aren't they, Tim's a trooper?
Yeah, he really couldn't be doing any more at late. His last few starts now have been exceptional.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting race, that one. There'll either be a stack of pressure or no pressure at all. Race number 7, you can sit out. What about race 8, Little Hoof and Annie, drawn out in 6? Tell me this, last time out at Redcliffe, she was good there, but is she much better suited on the bigger track?
Yeah, she is. She's sort of got the tendency to hang, and then she also hits her knee a bit at the same time when doing that. So she does race better on the bigger track here at Albion.
Okay, so what do you do from 6? Do you have a look early, or are you just sort of grabbing up and going back?
She doesn't have much gate speed early, so we're probably just going to have to grab up and go back and take the cheapest run home and hopefully get a bit of luck in running.
Do you think this race is going to generate pressure?
Yeah, it could. There's a couple of runners there, sort of drawn 3, 4 and 5 that could be pushing forward, so hopefully there's a bit of pressure generated.
Right. Race 9, this is the last race on the card, Cheerleader. This is a race that's well within her reach, and she comes up with a good draw. How do you assess her chances?
Yeah, I think she's a really good chance, Chris. She's got a handy barrier draw and been racing really well, so she shouldn't be too far off the speed in the run, and with her good turn of foot, I think she can be in the finish for sure.
Sectionally, she was really sharp last time out.
Yeah, definitely. Her last 3 runs now have been really good, so she's in great form at the moment.
Sky Forks, does it roll to the top? Is it the horse to beat?
Yeah, it looks the leader on paper, and if it gets an easy trip early, I think it's probably going to be the one to beat for sure.
Okay, so that might be a good home stretch battle there, Sky Forks and Cheerleader.
Yeah, hope so.
All right, well, you got some good drives there on Saturday night, Jack. Which one are you most looking forward to?
I'm going to go with Go the Red. I think he's the best chance.
Okay, race 2, number 4, Go the Red, bursting to win a race. Hopefully it's going to be his night on Saturday night. Jack, as always, really appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thanks, Chris.
As always, a big thanks to our 2 drivers this week, Pete McMullen and Jack Chapple. We wish them all the very best of luck. Looking for the best bet on the program, I think we strike early. Go in the first race, race 1, horse 4, Ella Street. High quality pacer. I think all of his runs so far have been full of merit off that long layoff. He was off the scene for 12 months, Ella Street, but this race on Saturday night looks ideal. He comes up with a good draw. It's a mile, which is his favourite trip. Nathan Dawson had the options here. He's sticking with Ella Street. I think that's a really positive lead, so he's our best bet. Race 1, number 4, Ella Street. We've got 9 races on Saturday night. We kick off at 6:06. We've got great Queensland representation down south at Melton. It's Victoria Cup night, the Grand Circuit feature. Comes up as race 6. Lo and behold, Leap to Fame got beaten last week. It was a shock loss. Bulletproof Boy was able to run him down. Does he rebound Leap to Fame? It hasn't been made easy for him. He's drawn the inside of the second row, and this is a race he is yet to win the Victoria Cup. So here's hoping he can get the job done, and we've got 2 runners in the Group 1 Victoria Derby. Fader Weight steps out, Final Deadline steps out, so we're going to be cheering on the Queenslanders when they compete at Melton on Saturday night. So all in all, it's a great night Saturday night, but we'll see you at Albion Park, the first at 6:06.